Hey, Professor McCoy here. Want to go over Logic Pro's piano roll. This is a really big tool in writing music basically from scratch using Logic Pro. The piano roll is one of the main tools. Since it uses MIDI, you can edit and adjust the key signature, the tempo, the instrumentation, basically at any time in the song. Learning how to use the piano roll shortcuts can significantly improve your music production process and your workflow, which helps you get more music out there, and you can market yourself better with the more music you have. Opening up Logic Pro, we're going to select Empty Project, choose. Now we're going to go to Software Instrument, and we're going to use basically the piano for most of these beginning examples. If you want to change this, you could select here, highlight different types of instruments. You also have the Apple third-party plugins and other plugins I have here. I'm going to go with the Studio Piano and click Create. Now there's multiple ways to set up your song. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the library because I'm not using that by pressing Y, and the inspector tool by pressing I. I'm going to adjust my beats in project. And I'm also going to make it full screen by pressing Control Command F. From here, I'm going to select my key signature. I'm going to go with C major. Like I said, using MIDI, if I do this whole thing in C major and I have a singer who wants to sing in F, all I have to do is switch this and all my MIDI will automatically get transposed. I'm going to select 4/4 times since that's the most popular time signature. I'm going to slow down my tempo. I want the song to, when it's final, to be faster, but for recording processes, I want to record something slow so my fingers can keep up with the MIDI. I'm going to go with 92 and click here. So this is your cycle tool. You press C to highlight it. You can move it. You can make it longer. You could make it smaller. But this, when you use for the cycle tool, the purpose of it is when you press play, your playhead starts wherever the cycle tool begins, and if it gets to the end of the cycle tool, it'll start over. So that way you can really hone in on a few measures that you're working on. I'm going to make mine 8 measures long. Now there's a few different ways you could input MIDI. One of the first ones is pressing Command K. This is the musical typing instrument. You actually physically press the computer keyboard letters. You could adjust the velocity, which is your dynamics, and you could switch to different octaves. You also have the keyboard, and you have to actually click these notes with the mouse. Sometimes this is useful when you want to show someone what you're playing on your actually MIDI keyboard. So that's another useful tool. Next we're going to do Option Command K. This is the step input keyboard. You have your rhythms and your dynamics and your chord tool. So I'm going to select the chord, and I'm going to play, I'm going to go with whole notes. Chord number 1, and now I'm going to select the chord tool again. And now I'm going to go remove the chord tool and just play quarters. Now this inputs it into my MIDI. The easiest, in my opinion, to input MIDI is using a MIDI keyboard. I'm going to press Command D to duplicate this track. Now with the MIDI keyboard, you could play it just like a piano. And say you're not the greatest piano player, well, you could layer in parts. You could play the bass part by itself and then add the right hand in by itself, or 2 different versions of the right hand, and you layer these things in together. So I'm going to go over that real quick. So I'm going to solo this track because I only want to hear this track. I'm going to press Command K to get rid of the keyboard. When I press R, it'll give me 4 clicks and I can play. I also have a sustain pedal on my keyboard that when I hold a note down, it continues to ring. So I'll press R to begin recording. And I want to make sure this is 8 measures. I'm going to slow my tempo down to 92. Press enter. Begin recording by pressing R. So my recording wasn't 100% perfect, but that's the beauty of piano roll is you could edit this to make it sound a lot better and fuller. So to do this, I could press E, and now I have the piano roll. If this screen is too small for you and you have a second display, you could press Command 4, and this will open up just the MIDI piano roll, and you could drag this to a different window. In that different window, you could hit Control Command F to go to full screen, and you could work on the piano roll in that screen. Whatever you do in one screen automatically goes to the next screen, so they're mirrored in the same screen, so you only have to edit one. Thank you guys for watching. This is Mr. McCoy. Keep going.